people treat the invisible rope as an actual rope once encountered with it in different conditions. This question will be answered through an experiment to see how other people's reactions affect their own behaviors. We tested 15 people before the participant tripped and after he did it, expecting that others would react more to the test when the participant did trip. We expected the cause and effect factor to play a role because of his causations affecting our own once encountered with the invisible rope. To make sure, we performed the before and after tripping trial with 15 people 3 times for more accurate data. The scientific method. In order to test the theory that others' behaviors can affect our own, there needs to be a use of the scientific method for the results to be accurate. Scientific method is the step-to-step process in order to proceed to perform an experiment properly. Before you perform the experiment, you need to have a theory to test based on the question that's trying to be answered. Theory is used to form an explanation for certain events that are not based on the factual evidence. Hypothesis. Others' behaviors will affect our own demonstrated when the encounter with the invisible rope occurs. Based on the results made during the experiment, this hypothesis will either be right or wrong. Behavior may not be connected to our own demonstrated through the invisible rope experiment, but this may be a possible answer to the theory that if others' behaviors will affect our own when in different situations. Now it's time to test the hypothesis with an experiment. Logistics. Location, a local mall for the purpose of having a variety of reactions. People being tested, strangers at the mall for various responses. There will be 90 people who are being tested, and 3 trials of 30. Their behaviors will be observed when they encounter the invisible rope in different conditions, and we will observe how they react in these different conditions. Participants who have volunteered. Participant number 1 is a video recorder and participant number 2 is in charge of tripping. And then lastly is the materials. You will need 1 pen and 2 pieces of paper for recording data. Set up invisible rope by remaining a good distance away from the partner and pretend to hold a rope across a walkway. Once 15 people pass without manipulation, have a participant start tripping throughout the second trial by the invisible rope guideline line. After 15 people pass each trial, write data. Once you are finished with the first 2 trials of pre-trip and post-trip, you may repeat for more thorough understanding to answer the question and to clarify the hypothesis is right or wrong. The independent variable is the participant tripping rather than the behaviors playing out on their own. And the dependent variable is the effects on the measurement of how many people step over the rope based on the volunteer's behavior of tripping. Throughout the experiment, we noticed that people had expectations of that we were playing a prank, so they took their chances and walked straight through the invisible rope. The strangers when encountering were role-playing by playing along based on the expectations of us not actually holding a rope. Throughout the experiment, we noticed that people conformed to step over the rope once seeing another person do so before them. We also noticed that people went around the invisible rope because everyone else was doing so. This is examples of conformity seen in our data and footage. Normative social influence has been seen once encountering the rope. To avoid falling, people moved around the rope or stepped over the rope to avoid disapproval or embarrassment from the crowd. This is trial number 1's data. This is trial number 2's data. And lastly, trial number 3's data. To conclude, my hypothesis stands to be correct. Others' behaviors will affect our own, demonstrated when the encounter with the invisible rope occurred. Even though my hypothesis was correct, I still would have done portions of the experiment differently. I feel like I would have changed the different participants tested. For this experiment, I picked a random variety of strangers when I should have probably divided it based on the apparent differences among people, such as gender. A person can replicate it by performing the same procedure, but changing the different types of participants might change the results since I didn't specifically state which group of people were being tested. After you have completed this experiment, the scientific method should be completed like so.